Market Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin with you to wrap up the Tuesday session. Joel, you and I are both in a little bit of a loopy mood
Oh
here, but
boy.
the market is not so loopy here. This is what the nth day in a row that we're selling off heading into the close.
This is called the Spencer Israel Sell Program that he institutes right before
Sure.
he comes. I don't know what is going on here. This market has been teetering, folks. It's been up near the high close of the move. We banged our head up against 2940 Sunday night, Monday night. We did it again in today's session. That is near the high close of the move, 2965, and it just couldn't press through, right? So today we're giving a little bit back. What does it mean? Does it mean just buy the bounce, get in there in 2882? Well, you're asking about the wrong person to buy the bounce. So we're down. We're down 40.5 handles here, 28, 81, 75. Dennis is by the dip. Dennis and Spencer are by the dip experts. We're near the lows of the session. We're coming up on a weekly number that I'm keeping an eye on here, 2877.50. That's on a control level for the week here on Tuesday. Crude having a good day, up a buck 24, 26.32. Gold in the green by 5:30, 1703 even, dancing around that $1,700 level. Silver has a mind of its own today, down 3 cents at 15.65, and Bitcoin up $175 at 8,970. We're dipping here, folks. We just made a low at 79.75. See if we can recover here going into the final 18 minutes of the day.
All right, so Joel, I think we have an all-time mix-up, like a mix-up for the record books here today. So yesterday we were talking about this AMC rumor from the Daily Mail that the Amazon is sniffing around to buy AMC. We said this is a gift. Who's long AMC? Well, it turns out we didn't really know what we were talking about because it was a gift, but a different kind of gift than what we were expecting. According to CTFN, which is an M&A news outlet, they're much more in tune with M&A stuff than the Daily Mail is. CTFN reported that AMC Networks, is looking for a buyer, and that would make a lot more sense than for Amazon to buy AMCX than it would for them to buy a movie theater, AMC. So if you look at the charts, AMCX blasted off. It was halted on this news. It's come back down since. AMC spiked down on this news. But what seems to be what happened is that the Daily Mail mixed up AMC Entertainment and AMC Networks, two completely different companies. So I'm not sure what you can say about this one.
I put myself on mute there. Well, first of all, which is kind of funny because when we were talking about this yesterday morning, I'm like, sympathy plays, Spencer, sympathy plays. And I said Cinemark and okay. And then just I said AMCX just because I was just thinking theaters and there are TV stations. And you poo-pooed me. I had no idea at the time that there was going to be this snafu here. What a different story. Someone's got to be cleaning out their desk there at the Daily Mail. I'm surprised they're not whooping up on AMC more, down 31 cents at 501. AMCX spiked to 31.11, back up at 28.84. Did they say who's thinking of buying it, or was it just rampant speculation?
Well, all of these are still rumors, right? That's the thing. It's one rumor and then another rumor. So nothing has been confirmed. Amazon hasn't said anything. No one said anything, but it's one rumor that doesn't make a lot of sense, and another rumor that makes a little bit more sense with a very similar company. So the consensus is, all right, they probably heard something from someone, but they mixed up the company because they have very similar names. So I'm on the Daily Mail site right now, and the article has not been updated to reflect a change.
They're
it's
probably
all just
too damn embarrassed.
It's all just rumors and speculation, right? Even this thing today is just a rumor.
But it makes more sense, right? AMC is an established TV. I mean, they have the infrastructure in place. Amazon, I watched some of these. You turned me on to that one Amazon show that I liked. What was it?
Yeah, Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah, the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I didn't
Yeah.
like. Is that Tiger King? Is that on there too, or is that
No,
Netflix?
that's Netflix.
I didn't like that one.
It,
But like as opposed to like for me telling you in that AMC, I'm like, sell this thing, sell the rip, don't even hold on, don't buy this thing. I'm not saying that about AMCX. I'm not saying that. They have established audience, it's in play. So different feelings, different attitudes on that. S&P's just made a low at 28.75. Folks, we are losing altitude here in the last hour. Is there any news, Spencer, besides the Spencer Cell program that starts at 3:40? Is there anything
I
you're
don't
seeing out
I
there?
don't see any news.
Yeah, if we
Let
were in
me
our office, we could be yelling at Brent and asking Brent, news, news, news. But since we're all in different locations here, we are unable to
yeah.
do that. All
But
right.
I mean, so like let's say like if Amazon does end up buying AMCX, like, and this is just a rumor at this point, but if it does happen, this is an all-time mix-up. I mean, an all-timer. Just an,
I
and
love
I'm
it.
sorry if you're caught. I really am. But come on, this is like a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, that thing went to 755 yesterday. So
Yeah.
interesting. We'll see what happens. Don't know what to tell you if you own AMC. If you're thinking of speculating on AMCX, you always look for the point of origin, where a stock was at before the news came out. And stock's up 353 today. So there are some believers. Was rallying a little bit today, but took off. Hasn't much rebounded here from the low of the move. You think your TV station would be doing a little bit better, people staying home and watching TV. But
Yes,
actually,
but
I did.
they're not paying more. They're not paying more,
Yeah,
right? It's
exactly.
all on the cable bill. They're not paying more money.
You got it. You got it. So okay, all right. Whatever speculative play here. If you'd like picking up shares at 29, you just have to be aware what the low of the move was. You could always go beyond that. Low of the move, 1962, a year before I was born, so not a bad level. Keep an eye on that. That's $10 away, but we'll see. We'll see if it's
All
in
right.
play.
Let's go to an M&A rumor that has a little bit more legs, at least according to the market, and that is Grubhub and Uber. I have not seen a price come through yet. I just have seen a couple of reports that Uber is offering two shares,
So there you go.
two
Yep.
shares of Uber for each share of Grubhub that they would buy. But Uber is apparently sniffing around, according to Bloomberg and the New York Times. Uh, Notable that both companies came out with a statement, neither of which denied the report. They didn't confirm it, but they didn't deny it. They talked about to unlock value and
Oh
strategic
man.
opportunities and yada yada yada, but they didn't deny it. And so between the fact that neither of them denied it, and the fact that the stock is held up the way it has, should tell you that this rumor has more legs to it than
All right.
any
Well,
Amazon AMC rumor.
I really don't know what to say about this one because I'm definitely bearish Uber, right? I mean, who the hell's riding anywhere? Grubhub, I've never ordered from Grubhub. Don't you pay like a lot of money when you have like, isn't there like a $5 surcharge or something like that? Sorry about that, folks. Might had to change some cords around here. Isn't there like a pretty good surcharge with
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
so all of these services, Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, they all have fees. Yeah, I mean, you're
yeah,
paying
I
a
mean, I guess you're just talking to the wrong person about this because my life hasn't really changed that much during the pandemic. My wife is a fantastic cook, and we've just been buying more food and cooking more stuff at home. So I'm not going to pay an extra 5, 6, 7 bucks to go get something picked up for me. Uber has to do something with their drivers. Maybe they could deliver food from Grubhub, but to me, it's not a good business model. I don't like it. I'm not participating in either of these stocks. 350 just rolled around here, folks. And you know what that means? That's imbalance time. Hasn't been having as much effect as it had earlier. The floor guys like Jonathan Corpina are huddling together. I imagine right now, with the way we're trending here, we're going to have some selling balances going into the close. Just the trend of the day. A lot of times, you have a trending up day, up day, up day, up day. People like to go with the trend. Today's the biggest down day we've had in a while. So maybe some funds are wanting to liquidate here. Nearing the close, just made a low at 28.70. I can't give you another number, folks, because 28.77.50 is the lowest number on my sheet.
Yeah. So just to go back to that Uber Grubhub conversation for just a second. So Uber was just start before the coronavirus, this pandemic started. Uber was just starting to get profitable on the ride sharing part of their business, but the food delivery part of their business is still not even close to being profitable. But it seems like, I mean, they're obviously leaning into that because it's been their saving grace with no one getting in cars right now. Lyft can't say the same thing because they don't have a food delivery business. So Uber clearly trying to lean into their food delivery service right now, but it's not a profitable business. And they were just starting to get profitable on their main business, their ride sharing. So I don't know. Obviously, they know more than I. They have a plan. I know nothing, but it was just, if you weren't bullish Uber before, you really shouldn't. This should change nothing. Is my point in saying that, because this is just another wildly unprofitable business line that they are going to have to figure out how to make a profit on eventually. But consolidation in the food delivery space. So I've used all these services. They all charge premium. They all charge fees. That's kind of the way it goes.
But don't some people like get McDonald's from it or something?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
just, to me, that's the most ridiculous thing in the world. I mean, unless you're ordering like a ton of McDonald's, I
I
don't know. It
I don't
does
know.
it, and also, what was the trend in Uber before the COVID-19?
I actually don't know.
Yes, you do. What was the
Hmm,
trend in Uber and
all
Lyft
right.
since
So
their
it's
IPO?
okay. So it's down from the IPO. We have a year of price history.
Lyft got stuffed on its IPO. Where did they pump that thing up to, like $85 or
Oh,
something?
88, I think.
They stuffed the people on that thing. What did it go to? 88, open 87.24, 88.60 high. That day, it closed
Yeah.
at 78.29. The next day, it settled at 59.80. Those bankers that did that deal should be, I don't want to say it. They might be sponsors of the show.
Well,
But
well, they did their jobs and they got Uber
oh,
to,
they
to
did their jobs. They got paid, but holy mackerel. I mean,
yeah.
what a jam.
Everybody who's bought Lyft since the IPO, not everyone, but most people are underwater here. So
Yeah, how's Wingstop doing? Because the whole world's eating from
what?
Wingstop.
Oh gosh.
Is this thing coming down yet?
Yeah, it's come
Oh
off. It's come
wow,
off
what
the
a bad
highs.
day. Whoo. Man, oh man. I gotta keep this one off my screen because I'll lose too much money shorting it. But someday I will. Hi,
All right.
this is a no screener. I will tell you something, folks. This is a little bit different day today because you got a little bit of a tech wreck going on as well. Microsoft down $4, 2%. These big techs are. This is what is people have been asking on the show. When's the market going to roll over? When's the market going to get hurt? It ain't going to get hurt until these five stocks roll over and go deep in the red. Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, and Facebook. They're 15% of the index. These are the stocks that people have been buying on the way up, and they'll probably be buying them on the way down. The other top components in the index are deep in the red as well. Johnson and Johnson, Procter, Berkshire Hathaway. We talked about J.P. Morgan. We've been talking about how weak these banks have been. J.P. Morgan down 264. That's 3%. So your banks, which have been,
Wow.
it's been weak. They've been weaker as well. So 354. We made a low at 67 and a quarter. We are attempting to close over 28.70. We'll take a quick look if we see those imbalances. But I think with the market action right
Wow.
now, it's really not that
That
important.
JP Morgan chart looks terrible in the last hour. Holy cow.
I mean, there's going to be, I mean, I don't know what their retail exposure is. I don't know what their oil exposure is. I do know that interest rates are not going up, and that's good for banks. There's a lot, everything is good. Everything's great in tech. Biotech, and tech stocks. Really, a
Yeah.
lot of other unless you're in some high flyers, which I don't participate in, or you get lucky on a grub. But even if this stock, just put this into perspective, even if Grub gets taken over at $62, that's less than half of its all-time high at 149.35. So there could be a lot of unhappy shareholders here, no matter what happens. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with the Grubhub Uber deal. I wouldn't want to short both because if there's a takeover, then
Yeah,
obviously
I'm
Grub could go higher.
skeptical. I'm skeptical of every like unicorn IPO from here on out. I mean, I've been skeptical, but I'm remaining even more skeptical on every unicorn that is going to IPO because they're IPOing so late in their cycle that
Yes.
they're IPOing at the point that the investors want out. Basically, is what happened with Lyft and Uber, and a majority of the unicorns are down from
Yeah,
their
take
IPO
it
price.
take into
So
consideration too. Is this the environment that you want to do M&A in? No,
yeah,
it's not. Is this the environment you want to be IPO in? No. Like what? We don't work. I mean, look at the timing on something
yeah.
like that. I mean, it's a tough environment. I mean, rates are low, which is good if you want to finance a deal right now, but I don't know. I mean, underwriters these brokerage are having a hard time, keeping their clients out of trouble, let alone pushing new IPOs. 356, Spencer. Do you want to cover some more stocks from this morning?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we covered this morning, but what about Beyond Meat here? They have a new street high price target
Woohoo! What is it?
from Argus, but I'll call them Angus for purposes of this headline here. Angus upping their price target in Beyond Meat from 130 to 180.
Yowzer, yow. I don't know what to say about this thing. I mean, valuation, throw that out the door. It's been on an earnings run. I'm not going to step in front of it. Wow, Boeing has a commercial plane backlog of 4,834 planes.
Oh,
They're never going to get rid of that.
I
They're
don't
never
know.
going to sell 4,487 planes.
I don't know.
What's that stock doing today?
I don't know.
Down 353. Holy mackerel. U.S. airline likely to fold this year. I mean, come on. That's news? That's breaking news?
Well, didn't the CEO of Boeing say that yesterday? He said that there's going to
Yeah. We
be.
talked about that on the show. You can't talk about that at 357. I wonder what airlines it's going to be. What do you think? I hope it's not Delta because they got a big hub here.
I I don't think. Wait, you're saying it's happening imminently or
Well, they
what?
said this year. Boeing said this year.
Yeah, right. This year, some probably a smaller name,
Like who?
Probably like an Alaska or something.
Oh, no. Everyone's going to want to go to Alaska.
All right, I don't know.
Yeah.
No insights into this. Just
Okay.
speculation.
We're zeroing in on the lows for the session here. It looks like we're selling into the close. 66.75, currently trading at 67.50. So there's where we're at. Spencer, we got 2 minutes. What other stocks should we take? We got stocks in the chat. I know Aramis Estevez always asks about stocks. And Aramis, we're going to start charging you $1 a stock from now on. We're going to have
I'm
a little tip jar.
I'm just looking ahead to the earnings calendar here. Not a lot after the close today. Yeah, just not a ton after the close. I see Allegiant. Tomorrow before the open, we're gonna get CyberArk is probably the big one that I'm seeing from tomorrow.
Been on a run. How's it doing today? Is it holding up? Holding up? Giving back some of yesterday. These charts are so hard. I mean, because these stocks have the capacity to run. People taking chips off the table ahead of the report, made a new high, had a reversal. I don't know. I just used two targets, 115.81, 117.41. Yesterday's close, 114.77. If we go into retreat here, maybe $100. That splits the two lows. 98 even was your low on the 6, 103.46. But flipping a coin going into the report here. As I've talked to you guys several times, playing these earnings things. When I buy stocks, I hold stocks. I don't sell them. I'm not going to sell them based on one earnings report. Another wave of sellers have just come into the market here, folks, and they are pounding us into the close. No mercy. No mercy. We just hit 61.50. We're going to have a fun show tomorrow. Spencer, you want to wrap things up?
Yeah, I can't wait to get Dennis's thoughts on this AMCX thing because this is I've never seen anything like that happen before. So it should be a fun show tomorrow. We will be joined by Fari Hamzi, which means it'll be an extra fun show tomorrow. Always a always an interesting chat when Fari joins the show. So
He's
that'll
going
be
to be
on.
fired up. You know why? Because
Yeah.
you guys are going to go after him for his Dow 15,000 call, and he's revised it to 14,700. And this price action here is not good. So Fari's going to have a feast. Feasting with
All right.
Fari.
Please remember all the information from our broadcasts are meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Wherever you are, we'll be back with you at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Everyone have a great rest of your day and be safe.